Welcome, patrons. Today, um, today we're gonna talk about anger. What do I have to say about anger? Well, my eczema and the consequences that you see on my face has to do with suppressed anger. And this is the craziest concept because when I think back upon myself as a child, I would say I was a pretty angry child. And that I would express that anger because I would not get into fights, but definitely get into conflicts, and I wouldn't back down on my opinion. But on the inside, I would feel like I want to suffocate myself. And after every single conflict, I would feel incredibly violated, drained, hopeless. And I would start to just dissociate. After a conflict, I would be like, okay, I can't feel this anymore. I need to get out. I need to somehow not feel this. So I think I would just numb out of it. Now, when something happens that makes me really angry, I am not allowing myself to emotionally process that anger or to feel that anger. I recognize on a mental level that this is probably something that makes me angry. And then somehow I belittle that truth. And I start giving it spiritual explanations. For example, okay, a really personal example. I have a roommate, and on paper, she's super nice. When you talk to her, she's super nice. But I tense up every time I'm about to see her. It's this feeling like she's very angry with me. And I get these uncomfortable butterflies in my stomach every time I'm coming home and I'm unlocking the door. 1 second, I have to get a tissue. Okay, I'm back. So, I get angry every time I'm about to go through the door. No, that's a slip. I do get angry every time I'm about to go through the door, but I don't register it as anger. I register it as discomfort, and that somehow the process from the discomfort goes to, I need to please this person. Meaning, if I go in and something within me doesn't feel right, and something about the way that she is and something that she does makes me feel like it's a conflict, I won't say it because it's perceived not safe for me to say it. So I will just go into a pleasing mode. I will completely invalidate all my boundaries, all my plans, all of something that I've promised myself. Okay, I'm not going to do any inner child healing with anyone who isn't a patron of Apprentice of Silence, with anyone who isn't invested in me first, because I'm trying to balance that shit out. And then I would just be channeling her inner ass parts. After that, after the whole, we do a completion process. I'm not a certified completion process trainer or facilitator, by the way, but I do practice Teal Swan's completion process. after we do some kind of practice or come to an internal resolution for her only, uh, I justify it by saying stupid ass shit like, but we are all one. And I really, really love her inner child. And what comes around goes back around. So if I just keep giving, it's going to come around. Really, I'm angry. And I don't allow myself to feel it, and I don't allow myself to express it. It's like I'm not even validating my own anger. Even as I'm saying this, I recognize how I'm not validating it. What does this lead to? Full blown out eczema. And the universe will put me in positions where the anger is quite small at first, so I have a chance to actually look at it and notice it until I ignore it and I stuff it down and I do something else. Then, after a while, I will be put in a much, much bigger situation where something or someone who has the ability to put a knife straight into my heart and really, really mess me up, then something like that will happen, and it will be, to me, out of nowhere, and I won't be even to be able to consciously register what just happened and what am I feeling. My sister is a person like that. Due to past hurt and past shit that we have done to each other as a coping strategy with the environment that we grew up in, there is zero trust for me towards her, but I'm forcing myself but I love her, I can trust her, she's my sister, completely invalidating the pain she has caused, or the pain I've caused myself through perceiving her actions towards me. Anyway, the pain is left invalidated and stuffed down, so it builds to anger and resentment, which is also completely invalidated and, just subconscious. Now it's at the point where every time I see her, she just comes up. I get so pissed, so angry, and she's been forced into self-awareness, because I'm like, either you're forced into self-awareness or I can't be around you. With love. I'm not trying to manipulate her into self-awareness, although I wish I could, but I can't. I really wish I could, because she can be poisonous. Or at least I can perceive her as poisonous. But, see, I'm still struggling with, is she poisonous, or have I experienced her so poisonous so many times that now I'm just overlaying everything else about her. But I told her about it, yo, every time I see you, this is I am pissed. I don't know why. We need to fix this. So currently, we're in the phase where she'll try to call me every third day just to talk for 3 minutes, and that's what I personally needed to build up trust. That's what I, tuned into and found out that I really needed from her, so that I can learn bit by bit if I can trust her or not. But yeah, I got a full-on eczema, just swelled up. It was really bad. I'm attaching photos here. So bad. My eyes still hurt. It's still pretty bad, but not compared. And then I said in anger. And I was just so angry yesterday. And I would just envision myself burning everyone whom I had anger towards. And then I found there were a couple of people I wasn't angry with. So, like, erase my sister, cause that's a very intense relationship, and I'm working through that. I'm angry towards certain aspects, that I know for sure, but I can't say towards the whole person, right? And I guess that's the same thing with every person, but sometimes it's easier to notice how you feel towards certain people when the emotions aren't that strong. So, my roommate, back to my roommate, I am definitely angry towards certain aspects of her. Now, I'm bringing this up because the way we invalidate ourselves, it can get really severe to the point where we don't even notice it anymore. And we need to somehow make a big ass commitment to validating, to learning to listen for sure this time, to not be like the people who hurt us, you know? Like, it has to be very, very much prioritized, because otherwise, when it gets bad enough, it will just wipe us out, and we won't be able to make it. I'm hearing like we won't be able to make a difference in the world if we're not prioritizing actually validating our emotions and make it like, I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna learn how to understand my emotions, how to feel them, and how to validate them, and make it a life commitment. I'm gonna do this for life. It is probably so complicated, and it doesn't matter. The outcome, the potential of what can come is definitely worth it. And without it, like, I'm in so much shit where my physical body will start to respond to it. So it's not worth it. I will be what's the word? Incapacitated. When you like become incapable of doing something, you become incapacitated. Insert word, whatever that word is. You ready? They're building and dropping things. So like the ground will start shaking. Or maybe they're bombing something in the ground. Constructional work. Yesterday we were out with the dog and he got so scared. Because the ground was really like... So what am I angry about? I'm angry about that my roommate isn't safe. I'm angry that her words don't match her actions. Her words will be very kind and she'll say what a good friend she is and how she cares about people. And then her actions will be like, she doesn't care. And then she will say, I can't give a fuck. You know, stuff like that. And she will prioritize her own ass shit without considering that she is a part of a small community where she lives with another human being and dogs. So she's directly affecting everyone around her. And today, like, the apartment was stinking so bad from the oven because apparently there was some kind of chicken that overflowed it or whatever. Ugh, chicken. Not my. Not for me. And I'm super sensitive smell, which I have told her on several occasions when the perfumes and the perfumated candles, whatever they're called, scented candles, it would get so much and I would be like, I can't breathe. But she would like brush it off with like, you're just sensitive. And now the chicken yesterday. So, like, everything smells. Like the clothes and everything. And this morning, I had to start clean up the oven because she didn't do that yesterday. And the kitchen was a mess. And I was like, well, I'm not sleeping here tonight or tomorrow. I'm headed over to a friend's. So I'll be like, will be so bad if it's not cleaned up for several days. Like, I will not be able to restore the stench out of every single clothing item that is in this house. And so she couldn't put her bread in the oven for breakfast, so she put it in the microwave and completely forgot about it and definitely burned the shit down. She didn't completely forget about it, but she didn't pay attention to it. So it burned out. She opened the microwave. I was like, something's burning. She was like, yeah, I know. Okay, she opened the microwave, the whole ass fumes just everywhere in the dining room and out in the kitchen. I was like, fucking shit. I start crying of the smoke. It smells so bad and I still have it in my throat. You know, that's how bad it was. And she said, oh, it's fine. She didn't start cleaning out the microwave or anything because she was supposedly in a hurry to go study and for exams coming up. So she didn't do any of that. She's a student, too. And I had to clean it out. But she doesn't care. She notices that I do all the cleaning. I take out all the trash. I make it look homey. I make it feel nice too. In every area surrounding her. And she's like, yeah. Great. She's also moving out. So completely ditching me. And the fact that when she moved in, I was like, long-term commitment. I need someone who's committed to self-awareness. And this is going to be a home. So she completely lied about her intentions. Now, still I'm not allowing myself to validate the anger I have towards this. Because I'm like, well, but you're intuitive. You knew she was lying about this. But you're intuitive. You knew she would probably mess up something in the kitchen. Oh, but you're intuitive, so you knew you had to clean everything. Oh, but you're intuitive, so maybe you're just using her too. Oh, but you're intuitive. Well, everything is one, so you're really just helping yourself and you shouldn't be so selfish or feel this negative towards her. And then I'm sitting there like, oh, I can't breathe. Eczema. And this becomes a problem because I keep enabling this behavior. I don't dare to speak up about it because I don't want to be perceived as the angry one. If I think I'm perceived as the angry one, I freak out. Because so many times in my childhood, my anger was so belittled, and I would get into so much shit. Every time I got angry, it would be like, sit the fuck down. And now watch us destroy you from the inside. And you're a maniac and need help because you're severely damaged. And you're so selfish. And you're incapable of love. So that just makes me sad. Every time I'm thinking about the consequences of being perceived as angry, I'm just sad. I'm just like, she's going to abandon me. And which she is. But she was never mine. Or even committed to me. So. And the give and take has definitely not been mutual. But I'm not allowing myself to validate it. Why? It hasn't been mutual. Oh, there's shame. I think I should have done better. I think I should have been able to foresee this. I think if I was a better person, I would have been a match to better people. If I did better, I wouldn't have experienced these shitty things. Sorry. So it's self-punishment. I'm not allowing myself to validate my own reality or what I'm feeling towards it because of shame. Because I take it really fast into like, this is your fault and you should have prevented this. And if you focus on the bad, you're going to create more of the bad, and then you're just going to create a shitty living environment. And because you respond like that and you create a shitty environment because that's what you feel you already have, she'll get angry and she'll start speaking out about the shitty environment, which you can't do now because she doesn't have anything solid to actually pin you down for, because you haven't done anything wrong to her. You're just helping her out and you're being the victim here. So you gotta stay in pain. And I'm getting a headache, and I usually get that when I'm holding on to toxicity. So I'm not validating my anger because I want to be perceived as the good one, the righteous one. What if we could find the aspects of us that doesn't give us tiny shit about being perceived as the right one? Because people will never perceive you as the right one. They will be so focused on what they need from you and what they want. Not all people. I mean, these people who we're concerned with, who have already evoked this feeling of, what do they think of me? They will automatically choose thinking badly of you as soon as they can, because that allows them to keep up their good self-image. So they will never validate you because it's not in their benefit. And it's not even in their interest. because they would have to change their entire self-image to do it. I asked my guides right before starting recording this, and I was like, is she, my roommate, helping me express my anger? Yes. She's helping me tuning into my anger and actually allowing for it to be all that I'm going through with her. But it's difficult. This whole ego versus oneness, and it's so difficult prioritizing yourself. But I'm certain of we need to make this a priority. Validating our own emotions and feeling them and understanding them, we need to do it. It's impossible otherwise. It's impossible to even create what we want, because we're never going to get out of what we don't want, because we haven't validated that we actually don't want it. I want to be seen as a good person. Fuck yeah, of course. I do want to be seen as a good person. But more than wanting to be seen as a good person, I don't want to be seen as a bad person. I have kind of accepted that they won't see me as a good person, because I threaten them into thinking that I'm superior than them, the specific peoples I have issue with. So they will never just validate me being a good person, but I can somehow maybe avoid them thinking that I'm a bad person, because that's why I have to placate, so that they don't see me as a bad person. That's my mom, and my relatives, and my dad, but mostly mom and other relatives. They won't see me as good. They won't say anything that positively reinforces me of some kind of self-value, or that, oh, you did good. No confidence. It doesn't benefit them if I have confidence in what I do, because then I'm a threat to them. I'm a threat to their system, I'm a threat to their self-concept, so they don't fucking need it. So I can't make them see me or validate any of my good qualities, so now I have to push them away. It's my only way to just not validate them myself. And maybe I can make them not see me directly as a bad person. That was my strategy growing up. Now, I can't do shit, and they definitely see me as the bad person. If not the spawn of evil, like the offspring of pure evil incarnated to torment them. And it's injustice. Or something. But I don't want to become this evil, and I feel like that's the judgment. If I speak up about what I don't like, that's how I'll get perceived, as this pure evilness. Because that is what happened. It's either completely invalidated and ignored, or made into the evil monster. Oh, she's evil. That's why she's doing the things she wants. That's why she screams at us. That's why she can never appreciate anything. That's why she's always just draining us and everyone around her. She is incapable of loving anyone. She's evil. That kind of puts me in a really weird ass position. Or it's like accepting that they call me evil. But now I think speaking up means them thinking I'm evil. Or just ignoring me and abandoning me. And just distancing to the point where they don't even register the conversation we've had. And no changes will be made, and I'll never get a resolution to any issues. And shit, here came the shame too, because I'm like, I should have already have figured this one out before this. But no, it's fine. I've had good moments, and I appreciate her being my roommate, because like it has helped me out a lot, and it has been a little bit of fun, and I have practiced so many spiritual gifts. And I've definitely learned more now about myself than before. So it's fine on one level that I haven't figured this out yet. Conflict resolution. People need to be committed to conflict resolution to be a part of my circle. I am hoping that this Patron message somehow makes you reflect on your personal situation and just to see how complex the inner working is. Sometimes just watching it in another person and just listening to it can help you be like, damn, is that me? Or like, where have I seen this before, and what the fuck is this? Sometimes just, teaching by example. I hope. I'm gonna light some incense for us. I miss traveling so much. I don't know if that focused or not. I'll burn something down. Ask a question. answer is no. Ask another one. The answer is yes. I love you, patrons. Thank you so much for being here.